Hey Hagerstown, this is Chase Anthony, your king of Hagerstown Pride. And I'm here with Asher Kennedy. He is the treasurer of the Hagerstown Hopes board and the trans group facilitator. How we doing, Asher?
I'm doing really great. It's a beautiful evening, a little warm. Can't complain though.
Good, good. And I gave you a little bit of introduction, but if you'd like to introduce yourself further.
Like Mr. Chase said, I'm Asher Kennedy. I'm originally from Williamsport, Maryland. I currently live in Martinsburg, West Virginia, and I'm the current treasurer of Hagerstown Hopes, as well as the organizer and facilitator of the trans group and the spousal group, which is currently combined into one group as we were meeting virtually, and it's just super cohesive that way.
Well, you kind of beat me to the punch in the, into what that entails.
My bad.
And from what I've heard, we've had some good success with the trans group meetups virtually on Zoom. Can you
We've had a couple of them
on where they can find, how they can access that and join the group?
So the best way to get in touch, to get connected with the trans group, is to either find us on Facebook. We have a publicly found Facebook page, Hagerstown Hopes Trans Group, or just shoot me an email at my email address if you're not really on Facebook, which is akennedy@hagerstownhopesmd.org, and I'll get you connected that way. I'll send you the links that way. Give us a nice safe space, especially since some of us aren't able to be ourselves or feel affirmed in our homes. It's nice that at least for that little hour, if that's the only window you have, to be able to really just be yourself and know that you're heard and know that there's other people who empathize and understand and can share and relate to what you're going through, and just a time for us to really be together for each other. We don't really talk about any specific events. Last time we had started to touch on, what was going on currently with racial injustice and systemic racism, and we canceled our last meeting so that we could go to the various protests that were happening in the area. But I'm thinking that tomorrow's meeting, we're just going to check in on each other, see how everyone's handling this hot summer heat that's just kind of kicked up to 1,000 real quick, and just make sure that everyone knows that, at the end of the day, regardless of what's going on in the world, we're here for each other.
Great. And this interview will actually be posted after that. So when is your next meeting?
So the next one then will be this upcoming Sunday at 1 p.m.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
And that kind of goes with the next question, is how we're adapting our plans to stay active in the community.
Really, the trans community is unique in the sense that we've been integrated in a virtual sense for substantially longer than a lot of other aspects of our community. Specifically coming out as trans, understanding yourself as trans, getting connected with therapists, getting connected with doctors. A lot of that for substantially longer has been operating in sort of an internet way. I know that when I was first figuring out who I was, I literally was on Tumblr and Googling, how do I know if I'm transgender? How do I find a doctor to give me hormones? What hormones do I take? I mean, it's not like we're all innately known with, we wake up one day and go, okay, I'm going to cut my hair off and, I'm going to wear these really cool clothes and I'm going to feel like Asher. There's a whole lot of other steps, and there wasn't really a guide even 5 years ago. I mean, now we have Trans Maryland, and we have Free State Justice, and we have Chase Brexton, Whitman Walker. We have Planned Parenthood that's offering HRT prescriptions as close as Frederick to our community. It's substantially easier than it was, 5 years ago, even when I was just coming out.
And I feel it's a really good resource, even if they go to their HagerstownHopesMD.org website. You post a lot of really good resources, counselors, things like that. And if they want, I encourage them to get with the group because it is virtual. You'll be safe from your own home. You're not giving passwords out to Joe Schmo down the street.
Exactly.
It's just within the group. You might find some really good information that, like you were saying, you were searching for 5 years ago, and you, at your fingertips, you can have a whole group for support as well.
I would also say that if you're not comfortable being on like a video screen, or people being able to see you, or you don't have a safe way to communicate via Zoom, we also have a Discord site which you can find on our trans section of the Hagerstown Hopes webpage, and that'll connect you to us as well. And then it's just a quick chat if you need to just pop in and say, hey, at work right now, I really could use some encouragement, and then just pop that in there real quick, and then we can message you back that way. So either way, there's always some kind of stream of connection that we have to keep each other, together while apart. I would say specifically around this time last year, I was getting a lot of emails from parents whose children were, now that they'd finished the previous school year, they were like, now I'm going into sixth grade, or now that I've, finished this year, I really want to be able to come out and socially transition. And that's a big step if you're a youth, because it's not as simple as just going to school and being like, hey, everybody, call me Ezekiel now, and please don't call me Emily anymore. I mean, there's official things that have to happen so that way you're not dead named in class, to protect you from, any bullying, anything that would happen, to keep all the teachers on the same wavelength of understand what's going on. And that's something I always recommend as well, is even if it's not you specifically, if it's your child, if it's your nephew, if it's your niece, even if somebody's friend of a friend. I've helped people 8-9 states away. If anybody needs just a resource, just someone to talk to hear a personal story, I'm a complete, open, and honest book. I'm only on the board of Hopes because people in my life helped me when I needed it the most. And I wholeheartedly believe, and everything I do for Hopes isn't for myself. It isn't for the other 14 people on the board. It's for my community at large, so that other people don't have to suffer at all, if it's possible, or at least not as long as I did in silence, really. I want to pass on what I know, and I have substantially wiser people that have helped me. Lee and everyone, the whole gang at Trans Maryland, I'm a big supporter of everything they do. They take every idea win that I could have ever thought of, and they have it on the ground going. Absolutely, I would recommend checking out their website as well. They have a substantially larger network than I do, but if you just want to talk to a single person or just have a casual chat, hit me up. I'm absolutely available any and all times.
So, what do you see for the virtual Pride coming up on July 18th?
I think it's going to be super cool. Specifically, we're going to be able to reach substantially more people that we can reach with a physical Pride. And even though we're not going to be all together in the lot in Hagerstown having a good time sweating it out, we're all still going to be able to be there for each other. I think we'll be able to reach people in a different kind of way, not just because we'll be able to, people will be able to tune in from their couches or like on the go in their car and just check in and see what's happening, vibe out with, DJ Sidekick and the music, or you and, Queen Miranda hanging out, or Ashley, Nicole, any of them, just to be able to. There's a huge network within our community that's always at that stage of not being able to come out, and even feeling comfortable enough to just go as a visitor to a Pride. But I feel like that having virtual Prides this year, not just with our group, but with all of the groups, it's giving us the opportunity to reach people that might just be at that very questioning stage of their journey towards, finding out who they are with their gender or sexual orientation. And I think that's really, really cool. That's the part that I'm the most excited about, is seeing how many more connections we'll be able to make, how many more people we'll be able to reach, because it won't be in just one physical location. It's going to be a Pride that's going to be streamable everywhere.
So, during this time, how are you keeping busy?
So I work my day job as a front desk person, and I never stopped working. I'm now back to my full-time hours, but even then, not being able to get together with my friends, not being able to go see my family, I've been playing a lot of music. I play drums. I've been writing a lot more, not just for out loud, but just writing like creatively. The wife and I have been going through Bob's Burgers, because you can never rewatch that show too many times. And just kind of, we got bicycles, we got tennis rackets. The idea is to stay healthy even while, we're slightly more sidelined at home. Unfortunately, Tim started the Washington County takeout and delivery page, and we have not lost any weight. If anything, we are putting on the pounds because there's entirely too much good food in our area.
All right, so our seniors have pretty much graduated in our area. Do you have any words of encouragement for them?
Specifically because I feel like that it's that now in between area of high school's done and college hasn't started yet, or military life hasn't started yet, or whatever the next step is for our seniors. Make the most of this summer. There's something that's just intrinsically special about that summer between uh, youth and real adulthood. Not that it's like the only good summer, but I have more fond memories of that summer than I do a lot of other summers growing up. It's that really cool test of freedom. I know it's not going to be the same as it was for me 7,000 years ago when I was 17, because not everything's open. But still, I mean, make the most of TikToks, make the most, and I don't mean that, ironically, like literally make the most of every fun moment of youth before you're 32 years old and your bones creak to remind you just how old you are. And that y'all really are the future. I mean, specifically with what's going on now with BLM. I mean, every single peaceful protest has been led by the youth. I mean, you guys really, every generation wants to be the change. I truly have seen more change happen with your generation than several other if not every other generation prior. Y'all have definitely done more with the little amount of time you've had on this planet than my generation has. And I really kind of bow at Gen Z's ability to just maneuver and navigate this insanely rapidly changing world. And just kudos to you guys and enjoy it. Enjoy it. Y'all deserve it.
All right, I want to thank Asher Kennedy. He's the treasurer and the trans group facilitator for Hagerstown Hopes for joining me here at A Moment of Hopes. Don't forget that you can watch A Moment of Hopes every Thursday. We come to you. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us at social media at HagerstownHopesMD.org, or you can just message me on Facebook at Chase Anthony Brand. Thank you, Asher, for joining me, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your night.
You too, my friend. Take care, everybody. We'll all see each other soon.